Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
Hello, this is Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei of Living Streams International, bringing you matters of faith with Graphic Online. And this morning, I like to capture my thoughts: impatience, the problem of impatience. I'm sure that the topic has given the heading has given it away already. But here's a very interesting thing. You remember when Jesus, now risen from the dead and was now giving his final instructions to his disciples here on this earth before he departs to heaven. Remember that, he was telling them that I'm going to be coming back and all those things and making all those promises. Then Peter asked the question, and then he said, will you then at this time return? So when Jesus was talking about his return, he was talking about the fact that I'm going to prepare a place for you, blah, 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 blah. Then Peter threw the time bomb. He said, be specific, Jesus. Will you at this time come back? Now here's the thing. Jesus listed there were three things that were happening over there. Number one, the promises. Jesus said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be doing that. And then, after the promises, then he said, listen, you guys, I want you to know that I'll be coming, I'll be back and this thing. Then Peter threw in the bomb of time. He began to attach time to the promises. Now, Jesus spoke about the promises, and he knew. The next one was that he was going to perform it. Yes, he had made promises to them, and he had performed. So he says, I am going to perform the promises. So he made promises and he said, I will perform the promises. And based on his past records, Peter should have known he was going to do it anyway. If the man says it was going to happen. But Peter now said, through the issue of time, when? Are you aware that's the challenge we have right now? There are things that God is going to do for us, and he's going to do it in his time. And the Bible says in his time, he makes all things beautiful. But we are so impatient, and then we want the thing now. So we throw the time bomb. When God is talking about his time, that he's talking about the Kairos moment, then we begin to throw the time moment, that is the Chronos moment. That is the time governed by our watches. We throw it at him. But listen, you can't force God to move with your time. In his time, he makes all things beautiful. So you know what? Your impatience will never cause God to cry. In actual fact, God made a promise to Abraham and said, I will give you a son. But then the impatience of time, the impatience of Sarah drove them to have Ishmael. We have trouble till today because of the impatience regarding God's promises. Hang on to the promises. He never says he won't do it. He says, as the heavens are high above the earth, so are his ways above us. And he never sends forth his word. But every word that he sends out will surely accomplish the purpose for which it was sent. It's just a matter of his season, his time, not your chronos. His Kairos, not your chronos. Well, choices are always yours. You can stew in your bathtub of impatience. It might not change. It may not change the timetable of God at all. In fact, your impatience is going to drive you to acts that will cost you in the end. Be patient. I'm also saying it to myself. See you.